Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Business Community Spotlight podcast. This is Ted Schmidt with Action Coach Northwest. And today our guest is Shirin Sarikhani. She is the founder and CEO of Stage and Sell. So welcome, Shirin.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Excited to hear what you have to say. So let's just jump into the questions here and get going. So question number one, if you had to start from square one in business, what would you do differently?
Think bigger from day one.
Think bigger.
Yeah,
Excellent. Do you have an example of that where?
absolutely. So when I started the company, um, the name of our first company, I called it Frugal Staging. I said, you know what? I don't know how much it's going to be. I'm not sure how it's going to be. I'm going to start small. And I did start small. And um, clients keep coming because they could see how much I was offering them, and
Mhm.
business keep growing. And it took about a year and a half, then almost to 2 years. Then I said, you know what? We are really growing. And the first time that I had to go stage a home that it was $1 million, and remember, this is 20 years ago. And
Yeah.
so and then I said, you know what? We cannot have this name. So we changed the name to Seattle Stage to Sell. And by just having that shift of mindset and the name, it allowed me to, just go um, more. So thinking big from the start without overextending yourself, it is I think that's great. I didn't overextend, but starting big from day one is something I would do differently.
Okay. Excellent. That's great insight. Okay. What have your biggest learnings been as an employer since you began in business?
You are your team, our secret sauce is our team. Our secret sauce is our team. As an employer, one thing I take pride in, we have a very high retention. Our first employee still is with us. We have people who stay with us 10 years, 7 years, 8 years. And why is that important? Because we have a culture of collaboration and innovation, and they know they don't come to work from 9 to 5. They're part of something bigger. They see the impact,
Mm,
and we treat our employees really well. We pay them really well, and we have great benefits from day one. And that our motto is together we can, and we really do. And for me, that's as an employer is treat your employees well, because they are the one who gonna make you grow. Because no matter how amazing a CEO I am, if I don't have that team, I won't get
yeah.
there.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. Grow them and they will grow your business type thing.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
important. So you mentioned culture there and collaboration,
Mhm.
and they're really your secret sauce. And you give them great benefits. You really take care of them. Have you noticed that they feel like they are really part of? You said part of something bigger than themselves. Do you see that, feel that, where they do you really feel
100%.
that? Yeah.
Yeah. So this was, give you an example. This was 2018. I
Mm,
went to my team and had a meeting. I said, hey, I want you to come back to me in 2 weeks. Tell me where you want to be in 3 years
mm,
and give me that. What that did, it made them think ahead, because as a CEO, I'm always ahead, whereas your employee are always present. And so I met with them afterward. They give me a list, and I saw that, and I brought them to where they wanted to be within a year. And how I did that is I said, okay, this is what you want. but this is what you need to do. I invest in you this way, and then you have to show up this way. So you help them to think bigger. And then anytime, and this is something I really think is really important. I don't allow ego in our company, and I walk that talk myself. For example, when we go to a home, we have staged it, it's beautiful. The clients comes in, he says, "Oh, I love it. It's great." Even if I have done 70% of the work and one of our designer done 30%, I highlight that designer, this is what
Mm-hmm.
she did, this is what he did, this is how we do it. And then the result, coming in, clients coming in, they say, "We love this, you're doing this," and all of that. We they see the impact they make, and I make sure that, like, the person who put a vase away back on the shelf, from the person who answers the first call or the person who design, they all know, all of them make that impact. And if you look at our reviews of our company, a lot of our team names actually is um, is stated in those. And we celebrate those wins together. We and as I said, our thing is together we can, and we do it. That
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that idea. I might have to steal that idea. Ask them where you want to be in 3 years. That's a great way to do it. Yeah, then,
It helps them really think bigger,
yeah,
and gives them and then, like, right now we are doing that now again. Where do you want to be? Because as I want to make grow the company, I said, this is what we want to grow. What part do you want to be? So
sure.
helping your team think bigger, so they stay, our team stay with us because of upward movement in the company, and also culture. And that is
Yeah.
was
But I love your point about the egos, the humble leadership.
yes.
That's awesome. Okay. What are some common misconceptions about running a business, and how do you address them?
A lot of people think it's easy.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they think it happens just, you have an idea, that's it. And a lot of people feel like um, I've seen it, you put profit first, and those are some of the misconception. And they one thing we do, like, is so, like, in our industry, for example, give you this story. 95% of people in our industry, they break the law, have an employee, they don't have employee, they treat the employee as a contractor because they save 30% on their payroll. They don't have to pay benefits, they don't have to pay vacation, they don't pay L&I. I know. And so that putting profit first is, to me, is so wrong. And we put innovation and people first. That's one thing. And we show it, we walk it, and we show it. One, if you have some people have a business, they say, "Oh, I can start a business." Is Yes, you can start a business, start doing it. But it takes strategy. It takes hard work. It is owning a business is not a 9 to 5. It's really 24/7. I even dream about work. I wake up, it is me. I wake up 2 in the morning. Oh, you know what? I better do this, and I go write it down. So it is something that you have to have passion for. That's what, uh, do that. And another thing is, business really is just doesn't start in a vacuum. You have to have that vision. You have to have that core. When I started the company, even at the frugal staging name that we had, I know what I wanted. I had two core things: innovation and relationship. 20 years later, those are still true for us. When you have that, you will you pull through. We have gone through 2 recessions. Real estate shut down almost in 2023, and we have done okay and done well and thrived because of that. Hard. It is hard to own a small business, but knowing why you're doing it, what your values are, and having a team, knowing what you're going to compromise on and what not is really big. And it takes discipline and work. Cannot tell you how people say, oh, I would love to have that business. Oh, I would love to do that. And they don't realize how hard it is.
Yeah. True statement there. That's absolutely true. Okay, what do you attribute your growth to?
Again, relationship and innovation. We treat each client as though they are our only client. We, this is something, when we had a consultant came to me, he said, Shirin, what sets you apart from the other companies? And I said, we choose to do hard to make it easy for others. I said, oh, I've never heard that. And I said, that's true. We choose hard to do that. How do we do that? We go take the steps to bring value for our client. We don't treat our clients as transaction. And when our clients see that, I mean, these 20 years, we have not advertised once. Our clients refer us to their colleagues. Our work, when we put our business card on we stage, this, they say, who did that? They say, can you come and do that? So our work, our integrity, and our commitment to client is how we have grown.
Wow,
Yeah.
100% referral. Wow,
Yeah.
that's impressive. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Okay, how do you balance your personal life with the demands of running a business?
I suck at it. I have to say, again, you work hard, it is very hard to do that. But what I am trying to do, and it's very hard not to be into it in the minutia, right? But this is the year of 2025. This is what my goal is, and I'm seeing fruits of it already. And I started it last Q4 of last year to bring the leadership in a place that they can take on so I don't have to. So, this disciplining myself to kind of pull myself away, I think that would be the key, not only helping the leadership of the company to grow even more, but allowing me to have more of a balance, a healthy balance. But I try to have my weekends, just nature, family, and all of that. But then when I'm at work, I'm really, really focused. But I have to say, this has been a challenge that I am still learning to do better at it, even though after 20 years.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot. It can be a real challenge, and what do you do? It's a lifestyle. It really is.
It is.
It really is, and you just got to go and do your thing. But it's interesting. You talked about developing other leaders rather than followers, and that's kind of your way of being able to free up some time. So that's great. That's great. What qualities do you look for in employees, and how do you foster a positive and productive work environment? I think you've already spoke to that a little bit, but
Yes. Before I hire anybody, and no matter what position they're in, we have this thing called work interview. We have them come and spend a day with us. We pay for that. And this gives us a chance to see their energy. And then they see what we do. And then that gives our team a chance to kind of feel how they vibe. So we do that. What we're looking for in those initial thing is vulnerability and humility, because people who come in with ego, they are not coachable. We don't want that. We look for somebody who has innovation, and that innovation creativity is huge. And we're looking for a team player who really likes collaboration and is a community. We know what we like, we know what we want. We want, and then another thing I take pride in, like the leaders we have in our company now, and they are amazing leader. I just cannot tell you how amazing they are. They came to me as super green, no experience, but I saw the raw talent and that juice. And how I mentor them is I help them make them feel safe to take chances. We make it safe to make mistakes. There is no, so that's a good thing. We help them to think bigger, and I remember Delana, our creative director, like came to us as a junior designer, and she's our creative director, runs the whole department. I mean, she's just amazing. I used to say, unleash yourself. You don't need to be perfectionist. So those are kind of the nurturing and their commitment, my commitment to them and spending time with them. And as a leader, you have to repeat yourself a lot to remind them, you know,
Yeah.
and we have this thing that I have in our company, which I love. It's called Bison Award. And bison is an animal who runs through the storm and is amazing. And a Bison Award is for somebody who has shown courage, had increased our culture, and, went through, hard thing and turn it around, whatever it is that show that. So we have that Bison Award. So it's not about making money or whatever, but it's about character and all that. So we have those Bison Awards that we give out.
Excellent. Yeah, I love that. So vulnerability and humility and collaboration
Innovation.
and support risk taking with them. Yeah. So that they can grow as leaders. I love that. That's awesome. Okay. Wow. We're sailing through. Second to last question. Here we go. What
Yeah.
question should I be asking you that I haven't?
One thing that I think it would be good to ask is how like during the hard time, like, as I said, we went to recession 2008, then we had another recession, then 2023, real estate just stopped. How is it that so many businesses went out, but we stayed and we thrived? What is, what was that secret to that? That would be
Yeah. So what was the secret to survival there?
being nimble. Being nimble and always have a plan for the worst and always hope for the best. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is very important. And being nimble is we can shift. We can, you know what I mean? We can shift. We can do this. We can do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Then when you have a plan already for the worst, when something happens, you just execute. And we had that plan. And another thing is that diversity in our line of services,
Mm.
that is
Diversify. Yeah.
so my advice for all the business owner is, even in the year that you're doing great, have a plan for something changes like that, because it did for us and for other people.
Well, absolutely. I mean, absolutely. And the pandemic was
Mm. Yeah.
unexpected and sudden and massive. So it was, yeah, absolutely. Great answer. Okay, that's great. I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, last question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? And any words of advice for other business owners who are looking to grow their business?
In 5 years, I will be a chairwoman and not a CEO, and I've had leaders to take my seat, and I will be also overseeing 2 different companies that we are trying to launch. We have a second company already, but we want to launch our own furniture line, and I want to be overseeing those, but I will be a chairwoman and I have the leaders who will be running it in 5 years.
Awesome. And any words of advice for other business owners to want to grow?
Yes. Do your own thing. First of all, if you're going to start a business, just start it. You don't have to know everything, just start. Just do. That's one thing. And another thing is, like from day one, I looked around in my industry. I knew what everybody was doing, but I did it different. So don't follow the crowd. Find out what it is for you. What sets you up, what makes you you, and don't become generic. Stand out. There is too much noise out there. There is too much same,
Yeah.
and stand out by being unique. And there are, for example, in my industry, there's so many staging company, but we are very unique in how we do things. And then when our clients tell me, say, hey, I went to see that house, right away I knew it was you. But you know why? Because we have our own touches. So that is huge. And then know your numbers. Know your numbers. That is very important. Know your
Thank
numbers.
you for that.
Yeah, have your KPIs, know your numbers.
Yeah.
And also, what we do that is has helped me. I did that from day one. Like before the next year happens, I have a word for the next year, and then that becomes our focus. Every year you should have a focus, plan your year ahead. For example, last year we said, okay, the word for this year, for 2025, we are 20 years this year. So I said, okay, we are not teenagers anymore. We are 20 years. We have arrived. So this is going to be SSTS 2.0. The name for this year, what is it? It's called Foundation. And it is interesting that you're coming with foundation when you have been in business for 20 years. That's very true. We need it because what got us in here is not going to take us there. So this year is all about system, doing everything built on what we have, really do that foundation. And we already know what the word is for 2026, and that's mean rapid growth.
Wow. Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you, Shirin Sarikhani,
Thank you.
the founder and CEO of Seattle Stage and Sell. Great insights. I hope everybody was taking notes. I got a whole page here. So thank you very much and really enjoyed that.
Thanks for having me. It was fun.
Absolutely.